95.9 FM, we have a new conservative show on the airwaves, and it's called Pat and Wally's Conservative Talk. I'm your co-host, Pat Gibbons. That being said, I'm going to pass the mic on to my friend and co-host, Wally. Hey, Wally, what do you hear? What do you say?
Hey, how's everyone doing today? We're just going to talk about the future about Chicago crime and the veterans in Chicago.
Tune in Mondays and Tuesdays from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Conservative Talk Radio with Pat and Wally. Should be a great show. We look forward to your engagement. We'll be talking about safety issues in the city of Chicago, how our veterans need help and assistance, better needed care, and also, too, very importantly, we are going to talk about the Chicago mayor that needs to be called out. I'm Pat.
I'm Wally.
And this is Pat and Wally's Conservative Talk. Tune in to Pat and Wally's Conservative Talk on Mondays and Tuesdays from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., starting June 5th.
The views and opinions in the following show do not necessarily reflect that of this station or its ownership.
Welcome to the Pat and Wally's Conservative Talk on WCGO 1590 AM or 95.9 FM. I'm with my co-host and friend, Wally. Hey, Wally, what do you hear? What do you say?
Hello, Chicago.
This is going to be a great show. Great show. We got our special guest, a returning guest, Mr. Joseph, Assyrian Chair GOP. What do you say? What do you hear? What do you say, Mr. Joseph?
I want to say hello, and to all of your listeners, and to you guys.
Awesome.
Welcome to the show.
Well, there's been a lot of news. 33 shot, 6 killed in Chicago. It's just, you gotta love this safety plan. Last week we had 60 shot. This week we have 33 shot. So I guess there's a little bit of an improvement. I guess that's the safety plan, Wally. There's no one left to shoot. So there's your safety plan.
Yes.
And another news, it just came out, the Paul Vallis disclosure. Let me read this to you. A few highlights from Vallis' latest campaign disclosure. M3 Strategies, the firm owned by GOP operative Matt Pogorski, or in social circles, Podgo the Clown, which released a number of early independent polls boosting Vallis, received another $156,000, bringing M3's total from Vallis to over $519,000. So let me break it down in layman's terms what M3 is. It's a firm, okay? They have a poll. That's their company. They have a regular polling, and they poll candidates. Vallis gave this polling company, this firm, over $519,000. Matt Pogorski ran for 9th District Cook County Commissioner for the GOP, the Republican side. So they got money from a known Democrat, Vallis. I think everybody knows that Vallis is no Republican, right? So goes back to what I've been saying for a long time on this show. Goes back to what Wally's saying. Republicans are making deals with Democrats. Not all Republicans, because conservatives holds their own, like Mr. Joseph holds his own. But Matt Pogorski was not in it for the race. He was in it for the money, and that's evident. And who knows if the GOP got kickback or not from $519,000 that was paid to M3 Strategies that's owned by Matt Pogorski and his father, Pete Potts. Pete Pogorski, that's what they call him, Pete Potts. What do you think about this, Wally?
There's nothing to say.
There's nothing to say about this, right? But we know that there's deals going on, and it's obvious by the disclosure. If you ever want to know what's going on, follow the money, all right? Follow the money. They have to disclose it, 100%. Okay? Steve Bolton brought out an op-ed that says, we were not backing Paul Vallis, 100%. We're not backing Paul Vallis. We're not backing Paul Vallis. But their golden boy, Matt Pogorski, his firm received $519,000. Steve, you didn't know about this? You're telling me the GOP didn't know about this? No one knew about this. Everybody is lost in the dark. Interesting. There's something rotten in Denmark with this, I'm telling you. And if you want to call in, please, if you're from the Chicago GOP, or if you're a liberal, or if you're just a guy walking by in the neighborhood and you heard the radio show, our phone number is 877-711-5611. 877-711-5611. Mr. Joseph, I know you want to get Assyrian candidates on the ballot. I want serious Assyrian conservative candidates.
Yes. We've been established Assyrian GOP since 2007. We've been around, ups and downs, we had, and we tried in the past elections to run a few candidates, and right now we're trying for the next election try to find one candidate. Actually, we have one candidate already found, allocated. He was here in your show a couple of weeks ago, I believe, Al Rasho.
Oh, we love Al. He's actually, ladies and gentlemen, he is going to be the host on Tuesdays. Al Rasho is going to be the host on this show on Tuesdays to fill in for Wally, because Wally is having a great campaign going to 29 forward, running for his committeeman position, and he plans to win. He will win. Go ahead.
So Al is running for the fifth state rep.
Yeah.
State rep is running for that. We had in the past candidates running for the 9th congressional district. He hasn't confirmed that he's going to run or not yet. I'm running and talking to another person, female, so maybe she's going to run for another local state rep in Assyrian districts around here. That's another thing that we were trying to do, to have the candidates running within the communities. Because we find out if there are candidates running within the communities, community will come and vote. Because we saw in the past, we didn't have that many people voting. So when we had a meeting, we talked about it, we discussed it, we find out if we do have candidates running, there is a possibility that our community is going to be more motivated to come up and vote. Especially like we find out that when we had Sargis Sangari, he was running, actually he's a lieutenant colonel in the military, he was, and I was retired, and we had a lot of Assyrian that came up and voted. So we find out, that's a good strategy. So maybe we can work on that. We have a few candidates to run within the community. So that will help both sides. It's like a win-win situation. For a Republican, we're going to have more people that are going to vote, because whoever vote for instance, for Al, they're gonna vote for whoever's running for the for that district. For the state
president race.
For president, for the Senate, for state Senate, and for other positions as well. And it's the same thing. So it is. If you running, that's I think it's a good strategy. So we can find people to run within the districts. Mm-hmm. Especially now in Assyrian districts that are around here, like in Chicago, north side of Chicago. We have in Evanston some, not that much, but in Skokie we have a huge Assyrian community. Morton Grove, Donalds, Des Plaines, and Niles, it's going all the way to Burrington, Schaumburg. We have Assyrians live in those districts. So if we have candidates in those, I think going to be really good for both Assyrian community and also for Republican to win. No. That's what we're trying to do that. And also, like I mentioned, I am in the 50th Wars Committeeman, which is here in north side of Chicago. And we're going to do an event on August 15 with James M. Hazard. He is the 59th Ward Committeeman. 49th. So we're going to do a combine because we are basically neighbor. Mm-hmm. And we're going to do it at a library, the Norton Library, public library on Western and Pratt.
And what's the date?
August 15. It's going to be at 5 p.m. 5 p.m. It's going to be in. We're going to do that. We're going to be 5 to 7, so kind of like meet and greet. We're going to try to talk.
Coffee, tea.
Yeah. We're going to talk to that, and we're trying to invite more people within the party to come, or if there is other candidates, if they're make the announcement that they're running within that district, they can stop by and talk. So we're going to do that. That's in 6800 Northwestern in Chicago. So in that big new library that was recently built.
What's the name of the library?
I believe it's called Northtown Chicago Library. Northtown Chicago Library. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So it's
Sounds like a good event.
yeah. It's a Northtown branch, it's a library, and it's a public library in Chicago. So that's what we're trying to do.
Okay.
See, I'm going to meet with the people in the district and talk to them, see what they want. And I'll also try to expand the 50th ward as well, to try to find people for the precinct. So we want to have a precinct captain.
Precinct captain.
So it will help the 50th wards to grow. And definitely we need election judges. Because I checked the list of the all those judges. None of them are Republican. There are listed as Republican.
More rhinism.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, the thing is
they're Democrats. Mostly of them are Democrats.
Yeah, the thing is, because when we don't have a Republican judges, city does appoint the people in there. So that's why that's what as a committee man, my job is one of the job is to find the election judges to fill those positions. I have 25 ward, so I have to find 25 people 28.
So you have 28 precincts.
28 precincts.
Okay.
So I have 28 elections sites. So at least I need 28 precinct captains. I need at least 28
Good luck.
election judges.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll work. We'll start.
I don't even know if there's 28 voters that votes Republican out there.
No.
It's
Actually,
a joke. It's a
there's a
joke.
lot.
Actually,
It's a
the
joke.
50th wards, it's the highest ward in city of Chicago. They vote Republican.
Okay.
Nice.
So it's 50th wards. It is the highest voting has Republican voting.
And then I also believe precinct captains get paid. I mean, not,
No.
the judges.
Judges to get paid from
Yeah,
the city
the
of
judges
Chicago.
get paid
Yeah.
like 200 something.
Yeah, it's a
for a
depend.
day.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah, there are paid that, and also equipment managers even they get more higher that. And I used to be a judge too back in the days, but I used to take day off during the election from work to just be election judge. But after that, I was sick and I couldn't do that, and now if I'm a committee man, so I cannot be election judge.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying whatever that we can do. So from both sides, find the people to run and find the people to be commit themselves to help to expand within the 50th wards and within the C.I.N.N. GOP.
Mr.
So I have two hats to wear.
We're going to break with Mr. Joseph Tamraz, 50th Ward GOP committeeman. We look forward to having you back.
Producing your own podcast can be frustrating.
Test 1, 2.
Which is why I'm glad to be introducing the brand new multi-format network. We offer digital media, podcasting, and radio broadcasting professional standard production and syndication. Whether you're looking to bolster and polish your business presentations for a Zoom interview, host your podcast, or push your nationally syndicated radio broadcast to a satellite, we can facilitate your every need. So when you're ready to look, sound, and be professional, don't just try to do it yourself. Contact the professionals at the new multi-format network, the Multi-Format Network. From professional syndication to personal vindication, we've got your back. Shoot us an email, mfngeneralmanager@gmail.com. mfngeneralmanager@gmail.com.
Hello, radio listeners. Welcome to WCGO 1590 AM or 95.9 FM. We have a new conservative show on the airwaves, and it's called Pat and Wally's Conservative Talk. I'm your co-host, Pat Gibbons. That being said, I'm going to pass the mic on to my friend and co-host, Wally. Hey, Wally, what do you hear? What do you say?
Hey, how's everyone doing today? We're just going to talk about the future, about Chicago crime and the veterans in Chicago.
Tune in Mondays and Tuesdays from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Conservative Talk Radio with Pat and Wally. Should be a great show. We look forward to your engagement. We'll be talking about safety issues in the city of Chicago, how our veterans need help and assistance, better needed care. And also, too, very importantly, we are going to talk about the Chicago mayor that needs to be called out. I'm Pat.
I'm Wally.
And this is Pat and Wally's Conservative Talk. Tune in to Pat and Wally's Conservative Talk on Mondays and Tuesdays from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. starting June 5th.
It is estimated that 1.5 million people are arrested for DUI every year in the United States. In Illinois alone, over 30,000 motorists are arrested for DUI. Driving under the influence of alcohol, marijuana, or drugs is one of the most complex of traffic charges on the books. Most people do not understand the complexities of the standardized field sobriety tests, which are horizontal gaze nystagmus, the walk and turn, and the one-leg stand test. Due to improper testing procedures, many people are wrongfully charged with DUI. Whether you have been charged with a DUI or an attorney handling DUI cases, the book DUIs Decoded explains the proper procedures for standardized field sobriety testing, breathalyzer testing, and the penalties in Illinois for driving under the influence.
Real estate, be it residential or commercial, is often a person's most significant and priciest asset. Entering into a contract to buy or sell a real estate property is much more than just filling in the missing blanks on the printed contract. It's wise to hire a lawyer to prepare or review the offer to purchase real estate and take full advantage of his legal expertise. With Mark Sheblo, you will gain an attorney with over 26 years of legal practice and one who has helped thousands of clients to buy or sell their homes or investment property. We will safeguard your interests and might be able to even negotiate a better bargain than a client without proper legal counsel ever could. Oftentimes, a prospective buyer will submit an offer without first consulting an attorney, not realizing that once the offer is accepted by the seller, it becomes a binding contract, and the terms of that contract are not easy to be changed afterwards. Likewise, as a seller, you too will benefit from first consulting an attorney before signing. Feel free to call us for consultation at the law offices of Mark Sheblo at 773-775-5050. Our website is sheblolawoffice.com. Mark Sheblo can be reached 6 days a week at 773-775-5050, Monday through Saturday, located at 5945 North Elston Avenue in Chicago. That's attorney Mark Sheblo, 773-775-5050.
All right, we're back on Pat and Wally's Conservative Talk. I'm your host, Pat Gibbons, with my fellow co-host, Wally. Hey, Wally.
Welcome back.
And Mr. Joseph Tamraz. Joseph Tamraz, who is the chair of the Assyrian GOP and 50th Ward GOP committeeman. Hi, Mr. Joseph.
Oh, sir.
Okay, we have the city of Chicago. This is from WTTW News. The city of Chicago spent $126.5 million on overtime for members of the Chicago Police Department during the first 6 months of 2023, nearly 50% more than during the same period last year, according to records obtained by WTTW News. Our brave police officers are outmanned and outgunned. They're overworked. Suicides are very high, and it's unfortunate. There needs to be more police presence, but under this mayor, there is simply no safety plan. There isn't. 33 shot, 6 dead. And people say, oh, that's typical Chicago. Forget about it. No, there needs to be something done, okay? There needs to be something done. Our kids are getting shot. Elderly are getting beaten up. There's carjackings left and right. And all these liberals care about is alienating the police. Defund the police. Yeah, it's a nice catchphrase. I get it, all right? Because they don't want to say this whole spiel about why they want to defund the police. But here's the idea. When push comes to shove, if you are a liberal, and I'm sure there's liberals out there listening to the show, do you want Mickey Mouse to save you or the police? When push comes to shove, when you're carjacked, or when your store is robbed, or when your wife is getting beaten up, or whatever. I'm not wishing that, but it happens every day. Who do you want to help you and save you? It's the police at the end of the day. So why do people have such hatred towards the police? I'll tell you why. It's an easy answer, really. It's because the media wants you to hate the police. That's what it is. In every profession, I don't care if it's being a priest, a police officer, a politician, a radio host. I'm telling you, I'm a good person, though, for the record. I'm just, for the record, all right? I'm just saying, in any profession, there's a few bad apples, okay? And the media likes to push that, all right? And say, it's because of this one person, they're all racist. That's not true. That's absolutely not true. I know a lot of police officers, okay? I have family members that are police officers. It sounds like I'm being biased, but it's not true. Police officers, a lot of them are brave, they're beautiful people, and they have they're under such stress. You have no idea what stress they deal with from day to day, okay? And that's why I am conservative by nature, because I can't think of defunding the police. That's not in my, no, I can't. Why? What is wrong with you people? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's nothing makes sense, you know. Like you mentioned, you know, when there's something happened, then we want to call the police. But then after that, you know, we said we don't want a police. We defund them. Now we have, you know, everybody, all the police officers, and they want to leave, you know, if they are to the age that they can early retirement, they do that, you know. If not, they stick around to be, you know, to get retired and leave. And in the past, when they used to make an announcement that there were tests for the police officers, we used to have tons of people to apply. But right now, they are begging people to apply. Even they changed, they make it a little bit easier, and the requirement, they changed it to make it, you know, a little bit easier to apply to be a police officer. But still, the people that are not applying. Why? Because of all these things, the city doesn't support them. You know, that you have to be behind those police officers. You know, like you mentioned with all the overtimes. You know, people, you know, they like overtimes, but there is a limitation. You know, you cannot burn them, especially police officers, because with the 12-hour shift, you know, every day, that's a lot for a person to do that.
Yes.
And then especially with police officers that they're trying to save people's life, you know. And that's why we need more police officers on this street. And we have to support them. We have to be behind them. We have to, you know, not cut the budget. You know, in the past, mayor, she defund the police. She reduced the budget for them. You know, so everything. You know, that's wrong. That's wrong.
She wanted to defund the police by $80 million in 2020. Now she's not mayor anymore. I think that was a bad idea.
I got a solution, but I don't know. City Hall should wrap themselves around with toilet paper all around City Hall, because they are full of shit.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Mr. Jones.
Yeah, it's it is sad, okay, but what we can do, okay, we're trying, but we're putting wrong people in the position, it was really bad mayor, Lori Lightfoot,
And the mayor now is terrible.
It's not better than her either. So, unfortunately, we put our votes behind the bad people.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we have to do a little bit more study about these positions and vote, and that's why voting is really important. And a lot of times people have said, okay, why I should vote, what's to make a difference? It does make a difference, because if you and I sit at home and don't vote,
Mm-hmm.
those people, they get up and vote, and they're gonna win. So we have to get up and vote. And these days, they make it a little bit easy. I don't care if it's safe or not with the mailing ballot or early voting and whatever, but at least vote. Okay,
Yes.
when you do vote, they might try to steal it, but when it's too many votes, they cannot. They're gonna steal one or two and hundreds and thousands of them, but they're still gonna more vote to be against them. So it is important to vote.
What was it? 31%, 32% came out to vote, and then everyone else just staying home. What are they doing? Playing?
During April 4th runoff, right? It was around 30-something%, right?
What are they doing?
Well,
playing video games?
There you go. Well, it comes down to there's not Republicans on the ballot. When conservatives see, two Democrats running for mayor, are they really going to come out and vote? What the Chicago GOP needs to do, a specific source within the Chicago GOP, when I was precinct captain for 3 months, said to me that we simply don't have the money. Well, you raise the money. You go to Republicans, conservative millionaires, and there's people out there like the Ricketts family, and you say to them, hey, we're the Chicago GOP. We want to run a conservative candidate for mayor of Chicago. There was one guy that I liked, but people seem to think he's a little wacky.
What was that?
I liked him. Let me tell you, I like this guy, and we're going to have him as a guest on the show. And I can say that, wacky, but I don't think he's wacky. His name is Johnny Legabo, all right?
Wackadoodle.
Okay, well, Legabo has a he's a conservative guy. He was actually there during the first mayoral debate. Nobody remembers Johnny Legabo, okay? I understand that. That's okay. But he's a Christian, and he's conservative, but the Chicago GOP wouldn't back him because no one knew who he was. No one knew this guy's background. Okay, let me tell you a little bit about Johnny Legabo. Just saying, I'm not saying this because he's my friend, but I'm just saying this because people need to know who he is, because he's going to run again. All right? He used to drive a truck at O'Hare Airport for aviation for almost 30 years. He retired. Well, actually, he was forced to retire because the city of Chicago, the mayor of Chicago, actually, forced him to get the COVID shot. The city workers had to get the COVID shot, whatever. He's like, no, I'm not going to get no COVID shot because of ABCD. I don't have to do it. Forget about it, So guess what? He was forced to retire because they wouldn't have him back at work until he received the COVID shot. So this is his background. He fought against the COVID shot. And it's supposed to be one's prerogative if you want to take the COVID shot or not. In my opinion, I think it's a bunch of BS, really. Not the COVID itself, but being forced to take something you don't want to take. You should have the right to have that option. Why?
It's against the Constitution. It's against our Constitution rights.
What I believe.
Anyways, this old story now, with the COVID, now everything's back to the normal. So I think it's, whatever, I took shots because my doctor told me,
Okay.
Because told me, I had to take a shot, that otherwise I couldn't go to for my checkup, or even I had to do surgery during the COVID time. I told it's my doctor, because I take a lot of medication. I said, that's it. You tell me, and doctors tell me it's fine, but not politician. I don't listen to politicians to tell me what to take,
Right.
Medication. But the doctor tell me, I don't care, if it said, take it, take it, So the thing is, what the politician was saying was wrong. But if the doctor was telling us, as for instance, myself, my situation, it was a different story.
So you believe that we should have free choice? At the end of the-
definitely.
Yes.
I got
Amen.
a question. Do you ever caught COVID during that whole
No.
process?
No.
You never caught it?
I never caught it, but the doctor told me, you have to take a shot. Even I was in the hospital, and I had a stroke, and after that, I had to take it because they told me, you have to be in the hospital, you have to take it. But doctor told me it's fine.
These COVID stats were so made up. Let me tell you something. If you got shot in the chest, you had COVID. That's it was made up stats.
Yeah.
So the hospitals can make some money from the state, and everybody knows that.
Everybody made money.
Oh, yeah.
Even the governor makes a couple million.
Yeah. Well, people that was selling these COVID tests on the streets, they had, I see.
Right. It's a racket. It's a huge racket. You're right.
Even my buddy caught COVID. Me and him were laughing. Who's going to get COVID first? I think I'm the winner.
Yeah, so. But, I knew the people that they had it, so I cannot, deny that. But the thing is, it's your choice. If you want to take a shot or not, whatever.
And certainly you shouldn't lose your job over it, like Johnny Legabo. So that's why he ran for mayor, is because he believes in free choice.
Yeah.
Next time he needs to stay on the ballot.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The Chicago GOP, and there's a lot of good people in Chicago GOP, like Mr. Joseph, should all come together, get a fundraiser for someone like Johnny Legabo, so they have a conservative running for mayor.
Well, yeah, we have to work for City of Chicago. We have to work on it. We didn't have enough time, for this time around, last time around, to find our own candidates, things like for mayor or for aldermen, things like that. But even, for instance, Al, he was trying to run, but there was the last minute, we couldn't.
Maybe in time, Al should run for mayor.
Well, he's running for state rep.
Right,
now.
let's go for state rep.
One step first.
Don't mix it up.
One step. He got 4 years.
Yeah. It's, if he wins, we're trying to help him to become state rep, because he will be able to do a lot more than mayor of the city of Chicago.
Sure.
And also, mayor of Chicago has more headache than
bigger headaches.
Let me tell you, if a guy like Brandon Johnson can be mayor of Chicago, anybody can be mayor of Chicago.
Even Mickey Mouse.
Even Mickey, yeah, well, it's a good comparison. But I would vote for Mickey Mouse before Brandon Johnson. Just saying. Just my opinion. Lack of a safety plan, taxes through the roof, people running out in droves. We need to bring the people back into the city.
Businesses leaving town.
Left and right. Let me tell you, a pizza place, famous pizza place. Forget the name. Jesus. Bella Notte, Bella something like that. Walter.
We're at.
It's around for 30 years or so, and now it's moving out of Chicago because of the high crime and taxes. I believe it's called Bella Notte. And
I believe father and son is leaving also.
there you go. Everything's moving
Was
out.
on Milwaukee Avenue, famous place, been there forever.
And you go down like Cicero Avenue, Irving Park, empty businesses after empty businesses.
Oh yeah, anywhere you go, it's empty. In the past, you couldn't find a storefront business, but right now, you go, all the malls that are empty, all the strip malls are empty, all the streets are
It's sad. Sad. And we'll be talking about more about closed businesses under this brilliant mayor on Pat and Wally's Conservative Talk.
podcast can be frustrating.
Test. 1, 2.
Which is why I'm glad to be introducing the brand new multi-format network. We offer digital media, podcasting, and radio broadcasting professional standard production and syndication. Whether you're looking to bolster and polish your business presentations for a Zoom interview, host your podcast, or push your nationally syndicated radio broadcast to a satellite, we can facilitate your every need. So when you're ready to look, sound, and be professional, don't just try to do it yourself. Contact the professionals at the new multi-format network, the Multi-Format Network. From professional syndication to personal vindication, we've got your back. Shoot us an email, mfngeneralmanager@gmail.com. mfngeneralmanager@gmail.com.
Hello, radio listeners. Welcome to WCGO 1590 AM or 95.9 FM. We have a new conservative show on the airwaves, and it's called Pat and Wally's Conservative Talk. I'm your co-host, Pat Gibbons. That being said, I'm going to pass the mic on to my friend and co-host, Wally. Hey, Wally, what do you hear? What do you say?
Hey, how's everyone doing today? We're just going to talk about the future, about Chicago crime and the veterans in Chicago.
Tune in Mondays and Tuesdays from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Conservative Talk Radio with Pat and Wally. Should be a great show. We look forward to your engagement. We'll be talking about safety issues in the city of Chicago, how our veterans need help and assistance, better needed care. And also, too, very importantly, we are going to talk about the Chicago mayor that needs to be called out. I'm Pat.
I'm Wally.
And this is Pat and Wally's Conservative Talk. Tune in to Pat and Wally's Conservative Talk on Mondays and Tuesdays from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. starting June 5th.
It is estimated that 1.5 million people are arrested for DUI every year in the United States. In Illinois alone, over 30,000 motorists are arrested for DUI. Driving under the influence of alcohol, marijuana, or drugs is one of the most complex of traffic charges on the books. Most people do not understand the complexities of the standardized field sobriety tests, which are horizontal gaze nystagmus, the walk and turn, and the one-leg stand test. Due to improper testing procedures, many people are wrongfully charged with DUI. Whether you have been charged with a DUI or an attorney handling DUI cases, the book DUIs Decoded explains the proper procedures for standardized field sobriety testing, breathalyzer testing, and the penalties in Illinois for driving under the influence.
Real estate, be it residential or commercial, is often a person's most significant and priciest asset. Entering into a contract to buy or sell a real estate property is much more than just filling in the missing blanks on the printed contract. It's wise to hire a lawyer to prepare or review the offer to purchase real estate and take full advantage of his legal expertise. With Mark Sheblo, you will gain an attorney with over 26 years of legal practice and one who has helped thousands of clients to buy or sell their homes or investment property. We will safeguard your interests and might be able to even negotiate a better bargain than a client without proper legal counsel ever could. Oftentimes, a prospective buyer will submit an offer without first consulting an attorney, not realizing that once the offer is accepted by the seller, it becomes a binding contract, and the terms of that contract are not easy to be changed afterwards. Likewise, as a seller, you too will benefit from first consulting an attorney before signing. Feel free to call us for consultation at the law offices of Mark Sheblo at 773-775-5050. Our website is sheblolawoffice.com. Mark Sheblo can be reached 6 days a week at 773-775-5050, Monday through Saturday, located at 5945 North Elston Avenue in Chicago. That's attorney Mark Sheblo, 773-775-5050.
We're back on Pat and Wally's Conservative Talk on WCGO 1590 AM or 95.9 FM. Want to reach us? Our phone number is 877-711-5611. 877-711-5611. So, you know, Pat and Wally, Conservative Talk, we would love to advertise your business. Why not? You have a business? We'll advertise it. Call me, Pat Gibbons, 872-315-8863, and I will give you a very negotiable price. We're back with our favorite guest, Mr. Joseph Tamraz. Hi, Joe.
Hello, sir.
Hello, Joe.
Hello.
Crime is high, taxes is high, Chicago. Hey, the Democrat voters are high. And when it comes down to it, we need more conservative candidates on the ballots. We need to push out the progressives out. This city is becoming way too liberal for me. Way too liberal. Illinois is becoming way too liberal. If we erase the city of Chicago out of here, then guess what? The state of Illinois itself is a conservative state. It's the city of Chicago that brings down the state when it comes to liberalism and Democratic voters. They're outnumbering us because of the city of Chicago. So we were talking about the last segment of bringing out the vote, right? 33%. That's the responsibility of a committeeman, correct, guys? Right, to bring out the vote. That's the number one responsibility. And if we can bring out that vote, that would be great. If you're conservative listeners, are you listening to us? If you even care, please, if you haven't voted in 20 years, all right? I understand that. You're fed up. Come out and vote. You have to care. You have to care. We want you to care. Okay? The Chicago GOP, yes, I am revealing the rhinism within the party, but there's a lot of great people. There's a lot of beautiful people. There's a lot of decent people. And within the Cook County party as well. Illinois party, Jeannie Ives was here. I hope she runs for governor again. I love Jeannie Ives. Don't we love Jeannie Ives, Walter?
Yes.
We love her a lot. Run, Jeannie, run. A big hello to Val Ojeda, who's listening to the show, I'm sure, and David Shostokis. Great guy, David. Here's the thing. Like I said, we need more conservatives on the ballot. I am running personally for 31st Ward GOP committeeman. And it's a tough race. It's a very tough race against two other people. And I want to be part of the GOP party any way I can. I used to be a precinct captain for 3 whole months until they got me out of there. They got me out of there because, simply put, the GOP committee woman did not want me in politics. She preferred me not involved. Well, I love politics. I love my conservative values. I want to be involved. I really do. And I respect her very much. I really do. But I'm running against her, and she doesn't like that. And she wants to, ignore the fact that I even exist. But that's neither here or there. And another opponent that I'm going against his name is Esteban Burgoa. This guy is something else. He is an actual Democrat progressive, Esteban Burgoa. In 2019, and this is documented, look it up, he peeped through Jessica Gutierrez's window to see if she was a resident of that ward. I kid you not. He peeped through her basement window. WGN had that on the news, Fox 32. It was very embarrassing, okay? Let me tell you, there was a police report made. This was public stuff, okay? And this guy is running against me for 31st Ward GOP committeeman. This is what I'm talking about. We got to do everything we can to make sure these kind of people is not part of the party. You guys agree with me, of course, 100%.
Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, well, if I can somehow in some way kick this bozo off the ballot, that'll be good. And there'll be me and the 31st Ward committee woman, and whoever wins, the best person wins at the end of the day, because she's a good conservative too herself. We have both the same type of values, and I'm just doing this to be part of the party. But the party doesn't like me, some of them, because I expose that rhinoism. You have to be fair. You have to be a true conservative. And to me, a true conservative is pro-life. Number one, you have to be pro-life 100%. Pro-gun, okay, 100%. Okay, pro-God, 100%. God's been kicked out of the schools. You can't even have prayer. You remember the days when a football team can go out and bend down the knee and pray? You can't do that anymore. I thought that was freedom of expression. That was your freedom of speech. You can't even pray anymore in a public school. It's sad. And we're living in a society that God is totally kicked out. Kicked out of our schools, kicked out of our neighborhoods. Churches are closing left and right. And I don't want the conservative party to run from that, those old school values. I want that to come back. I'm sure you guys agree with me with that, right?
Well, definitely,
Yes.
we need the values come back to our cities and our country, definitely, and state and country. You know, it's been gone for a long time. So now it's the time to come back. You know, I mean, when you cannot have a pledge of allegiance. You know, it used to be every morning at the school. Used to do the pledge of allegiance before you used to go to classes. But now, you know, they take it away. Take away the like you mentioned, the prayer. You know, all other stuff. You know, that's sad. Okay, and now they're bringing all the craziness of books to teaching the kids. You know, so the value of life has changed, and if you don't do anything about it, that's gonna be our fault. Okay, down the road, our generations, and after that, they're gonna come blame us. They said, you know, they didn't do anything. There was simple things. Go and vote, and we didn't do that. Okay,
Yes.
okay, we're not going and vote. Okay, with that, we have putting all these peoples in the positions that are making all these decisions for us. They're changing all these laws that is unhumane. Okay, they do that. So we have to be. The simple thing is, like I mentioned earlier, doesn't matter whatever you want, whatever is easy for you. You want to vote by mail. You want to vote early. You want to vote the day of election, but vote. Go out and vote.
Yeah.
Okay, the simple thing is, you know, everybody used to do that in the past. Everybody used to vote on the day of election. We never had a problem. Nowadays, you know, everybody making excuses. Okay? If you have an excuse, like I said, there is some solution for it. You know, maybe you and I don't like it, but it's fine. You like it, go do that way. You know, do by the mail, by I don't know, maybe persons gonna do it by the internet. You know, do it online. You know,
No.
God knows. God knows. You know, if that happens, things has changed. Okay, and we have to move forward and adopt those if the things changed. Or if you don't like them, we have to be involved. Stay behind these values that we believe. Okay, either we have to be involved to run for the positions. Okay. If you cannot run for the federal level or state level, run from some local levels. Okay, run for Board of Education, run for the library, run for the schools, run for the something that you will be able to do that. Okay, for your park district, you have kids going to the park. You know what I mean? Do something. Don't sit at home and nag and complain, because that doesn't do anything, doesn't solve any problem. I mentioned in the past I used to have a radio program here. I didn't mention on the live. You know, I used to have 5 days a week and 5 hours a day program. And on a Wednesday, I used to bring the politician talk. You know, I used to interview them, talk. And also, I used to open the mic for the people to call and ask questions. People used to call. I used to ask them first question, did you vote? They said no. If someone said no, I said, sorry, you don't have a right to ask questions. I used to hang up on them. I said, if you don't vote, you have no right to ask a politician why this thing's wrong, why this thing's bad. Okay? If you vote, you can ask them or suggest them what to do. But when you don't do that, you better sit at home. So the thing is, it's important, voting.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So it's better everybody vote, in the next election, get involved. If you want to run for any position, call us, let us know. We help them, guide them, what to do, what they have to do, how they have to do it, and get them on the ballot. And then they have to work hard.
And Joseph, tell the audience how they can contact you.
Basically, my informations are public. They can call me at 847. I'm in Chicago. 773-383-9600. That's my cell phone number, so they can call me at any time. And we'll be able to help them. To whatever that we can, we'll help them, guide them. There are some training available for candidates if they want to run. So we're going to send them to those classes to learn how to run, how to collect signatures, how to fill up the paperwork, how to submit the stuff. It's easy. It's not that hard, but they need help. We'll help them.
That's good.
Yeah, but the only thing is we need people to run.
Sure.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we need men and women. Both genders. We need them to get involved because we need both of them. You cannot just have to be all men or all women. So we need both gender because that's the United States of America. That's the way it has to be. And that's the way we have to keep it. That's the key. It was so far, and we have to hand it to our next generation the way that we took it from them.
And preserve those conservative values, which we don't want to die. We don't want these progressive lunatics to take over. That's why we have this radio show. That's why we speak up. Yeah. It's necessary.
Yes.
Yeah.
The progressive Democrats, what they're trying to do is, it's awful. They're trying to destroy history by taking down these statues left and right. Christopher Columbus is offensive. Abraham Lincoln is offensive. The certain syrups are offensive. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Mrs. Buttersworth is offensive. Mr. Potato Head is offensive. What kind of generation is this? They want free loans. They live in mommy and daddy's basement, okay? They want free this, free that on our taxpayers' dime, okay? Not on my watch. And that's why I have this show. If these progressive lunatics can do all this lunacy, burn down police cars, what have you, and just be animalistic, I can have a decent show talking about how I feel. Although the liberals don't like me, guess what? I don't care. I don't like you either. So the feeling's mutual. That being said, Wally, do you want to say anything?
No, we need to keep fighting. Fight the fight.
That's right. Amen.
Yep, that's the best. You have to fight. Fire with the water, not with the gas.
Right.
That's the things. These days they do. They put the gas on top of a fire.
Yes.
So we have to put the water on top of a fire to bring it down. So it might take time, but we have to do it.
Amen. And we love our police officers out there, right, Wally? We love all of you.
Yes,
Thank you for everything you do. We know you have to put up with so much craziness with the illegals coming in now back to the police stations.
And another thing, the illegals bring a crime element with sex trafficking, with these coyotes, and human trafficking going on in Chicagoland area.
That's true. And then also they caught six bad hombres. It's true. For sex trafficking. So we know it's ongoing. It's an ongoing issue. And I guess we're out of time. I wish we could talk more. Mr. Joseph, thank you for coming to the show.
I appreciate that. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you, Joseph.
Thank you.
Wally, you're the best.
You're the best.
Oh, thank you.
Joseph's the best.
Joseph is the best.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for joining us on Pat and Wally's Conservative Talk. We love you. We love you.
Take care, Chicago.
Thank you so much. You're awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Joseph.
Yeah, probably not.
We had fun with you, Joseph. You're always welcome to the show.
Thank you,
always.
sir.
Yes, sir. And now he's going to be our co-host on Tuesdays.
Good,
So.
good. I'm glad.
So he's going to be your voice, whatever you need. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Now I'll talk to him and see.
Sure. He likes you a lot.
I know. I appreciate that. You know, he's a really good guy.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know he was 44. I thought he was younger than me. He's
I know.
4 years older than me.
Yeah, he's, you know, he's